Hey, hey, the old man's rolling again. Hey, hey, for that opinion.
Hello! Today I'm going for a scooter on the North Brisbane Bikeway. It's 7.5 kilometres of off-road path connecting Wooloowin to the CBD. It was completed in 2021. I'll start the trip at the corner of Price and Dickson streets at Wooloowin. It's a beautiful Brisbane Wednesday. The maximum temperature today is 31 degrees Celsius and there's no chance of rain. The bikeway is well separated from the road and the surface is quite smooth to scoot on. A lot of the streets along this part of the route have to give way to bikes and pedestrian traffic, making it safer. According to the State Library of Queensland, the name Wooloowin is believed to come from an Indigenous Australian word for pigeon or type of fish. That's a magpie, and thank goodness it's not swooping season. In 1860, Brisbane's first resident judge, Alfred Lutwich, lived in Kedron Lodge on Nelson Street in Wooloowin, but that street's now in Kalinga. He died there on the 12th of June 1880. The suburb of Lutwich, as well as the Lutwich Cemetery, were named after him in his honour. Let's see how much wind the truck causes. Oh, that's good. None. Coming up is the Wooloowin train station. This station opened on the 11th of May 1882, however at the time of the opening it was known as Lutwich. In 1899 it was renamed Wooloowin Station. Station buildings were completed in 1901. The next street down here is Fraser Street. It was cul-de-sac to reduce rat running and improve safety for residents and cyclists using the route. When I was a kid, we used to drive along Bridge Street to go to my grandparents' house. Magdalen Asylum of Holy Cross Laundry was here on the right. It opened in 1889 and was operated by the Order of the Sisters of Mercy as a home for unmarried mothers, disabled girls and infants. Behind it is the Holy Cross Primary School, which was opened in 1890 also by the Sisters of Mercy. This area we're in now was originally Albion. Albion Fire Station is just down here on the right. It was officially opened on Monday the 17th of January 1927 by Home Secretary James Stopford. It was placed on the Queensland Heritage Register on 28th of February 2003. We're still on Bridge Street. Here's an interesting one. I googled to see why Marn Road isn't a street like all the other streets around here. Now, this whole area was involved in wartime activities. Turns out it was renamed possibly due to anti-German sentiment during wartime. A bloke named Paul Cobb lived on the street and it was originally called Cobb Street after him, but this sounded too German. Bridge Street changes to Moora Street, but the left side is still the bikeway. The right side is for one-way traffic northbound. To my left is the Albion train station. It opened in the early 1880s as part of the Brisbane to Sandgate line, significantly boosting settlement on the north side of Brisbane. Above is the Albion overpass. It opened on the 9th of February 1962. The first car driven over it was a 1960 Ford Fairlane. Nothing coming. And away we go again. McDonald Road is a residential street with a mix of older homes and newer developments, reflecting Windsor's transformation from semi-rural to inner-city suburb. We're going past Windsor Park on my right. I remember around 1982 when I was about 12 or so coming here with Dad to see the cricketer Carl Rackerman. Carl was playing a club match and Dad was working at Channel 9, so I guess it had something to do with that. Windsor Park Playground, a nice little public park for the family. Scooter on the left. Can someone please explain how these scooter renters make any money? Everywhere you go there seems to be a scooter dumped on the side of the road. I've scooted past the same scooter for days sometimes. Somerset Street is the last road we cross on the bikeway for 1.8 kilometres. The first time I went up here I saw this free space and thought what a great place for a park or even a suburban beach like Southbank has. Plenty of space to do something. Then I looked at Google Maps. Behind the trees to the left is the Inaugural Creek. I reckon this place would be full of mozzies at dusk. The land along the creek isn't practical for housing due to flooding risk. It's the perfect place for a bikeway. That tunnel goes under a bridge with a single track train line from the main railway yard, Bowen Hills, on the other side of the Inaugural Creek. The train does a loop around the land to my right and goes back across the creek to the railway yard, though I've never seen anything actually happen in my scoots along here. Here is where the Northern Bikeway meets up with the Inaugural Creek Bikeway. This is the pre-existing part of the bikeway. This is Man Park. There's a bike repair station here for quick bike fixes. I usually stop here for a drink of water at the tap. There's a little rest area up here on the left overlooking the creek. I've seen lines for crab pots in there, so there must be something alive in there. Here's the exit to Lutwich Road. It's about 200 metres away. All the way along here to the left there is netting to stop anything washing onto the bikeway during extreme high tides and flooding due to rain. Now we go under the Airport Link toll road. Sorry about the lighting, the old GoPro 4 doesn't like it under here. It beats going on a straight line for a minute. The traffic on my left is from the Bowen Bridge Road exit. Now we go down here, which is under the inner city bypass. Back to civilization at Campbell Street, Bowen Hills. The Courier Mail building is a couple of hundred metres up the road to the left. And we zip up here past the Herston Private Hospital to O'Connell Terrace. Another green light. Another scooter. This is Bowen Park. It's funny how pedestrians crack when you scoot on the footpath, but they don't mind walking along bike paths. Over to the right is the Royal Brisbane and Women's Hospital. And now we go past Sideshow Alley at the Echo Grounds. Under the 6 lanes of traffic on Bowen Bridge Road. We're coming up on Mosh's Tunnel. Its development was part of the Echo Ride Northern Brisbane Bikeway Stage 1 project, which opened in May 2015. The name Mosh's Tunnel likely arose from local usage rather than a specific person named Mosh. See if we're going to get a green light up here. Oh yeah. So I'll slow down a bit, get on the right side of the road, and around we go. And that's the end of the Northern Bikeway. About 1 kilometre from here, this path turns into the Normanby Bikeway. As far as the next stage of the bikeway, Brisbane City Council are planning a potential connection between the Northern Brisbane Bikeway to the Kedron Brook Bikeway at Kalinga. There's a link to their website in the description below. Hey, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe or leave a comment below. You can find me on the Segway app, just look for Reflex Water. Until next time, happy scooting. Toodaloo.